Well, after an unexpected happenstance has occurred, we are actually broadcasting this to the world. All one of you. You know the one. You. Now, welcome to Dungeons and Dragons, Yin Yang Edition, where the players, having most of them dipped themselves into a well and gained magical powers while the well beat them up, and then having to defend the well from a bunch of outsiders who wanted to, destroy it, have moved on to one of the tests of, the tests of taking the mantle. The party stands on a stone, intricately carved platform. It is not warm or cold to the touch, and it seems to be on it carved, in very artistic and flowery ways. The several versions of the creation story of, different religions from around the region. It seems like someone's created a mosaic throughout all of the platform below you to explain the different beliefs, like things being created from a cosmic egg, or everything having been some sea of chaos before and then shaped by the gods, or a particularly strange one where the world was birthed when a creator god sneezed. All of them engraved upon the platform below you. To one side, I'm going to call it north, because that's just how it is on my screen. There is a blinding whiteness, a energy, and you can feel even from when you're standing that there is so much heat and energy being given off by this light. It is really hard to look into, but you do see a figure standing inside. It is you see them because instead of the pure, bright, blinding light that surrounds it, it has a cerulean light, and it's surrounding this 12-foot tall, four-armed figure in like a corona, almost like what you would see in a solar eclipse, where just around you see little flames of cerulean. To the south, you see blackness, and in that void, in that starless void, you feel chill. And standing in there is also a 12-foot tall figure with two horns on its head and blades for its two arms. It is jet black in a void, so it's very hard to see other than by the reflections from the light to the north. You see both of these forces are kind of circling around each other, not being able to touch, or like getting up to the edge of the platform, but never spilling over. It seems like wherever these forces touch, then they negate each other. And I would have everyone roll Knowledge the Planes, Knowledge Arcana, or Knowledge Religion. Whichever one they like the best. Knowledge of the Planes, Knowledge Arcana.
I think I'd have a good knowledge religion, but I super don't.
You know all about the religion you
That's
need.
right. I think Lauren got it.
Oh, I didn't do the thing.
I thought you were saying what as in what's the question, but I see what you did.
I did it wrong. I need to do the thingy in the front. That thingy.
Okay.
There.
Well, Mosgus knows that this isn't normal, but not much beyond it. Other than the light and fire and the cold and darkness seem to be swirling around the platform. You assume it's something to do with positive and negative energy, but you don't actually know. For Shakti and Tiamos, not for Shakti, for Onun and Tiamos, they know that they identify that to your north seems to be either the positive energy plane or a portal to it that just is spilling out energy. And to the south is the same, but for the negative energy plane. Frosty knows, None knows, that the positive energy plane is where souls are created before they're sent off into the various cosmic directions to, well, be put into people. And the negative energy plane is where effectively it represents entropy and death. For Lalara and Shakti, let's see, both of you rolled Arcana. Okay. You see the four-armed figure to the north, the being of light, is actually a Manaseptrita. Oh, God, I don't know how to pronounce that. Manaseputra. Yeah, Manaseputra. Here. Boom. Being of light. Four arms. There. And they are creatures found in the heart of the positive energy plane. They can shoot rays of positive energy and fire, and are generally known for both their wisdom and their power. They are rare. They are rarely seen outside of the positive energy plane. The being to the south is a nightshade, a creature made from the twisting powers of the negative energy plane to snuff out life. It is a being of sundering and death. It's also it is also rare to see it outside of its negative energy plane compound because it takes damage from sunlight and light in general. As you're standing, do you guys want to do anything, or are you going to wait for the beings to try to interact with you? You assume that this is part of a test for the mantle.
Guess we can at least wait around to see if they even recognize us in any particular way.
We were done with all the extra planers. What with the planar attack? Is this part of the test?
Do you ask that?
I asked that.
The being of light says, I do not know if this is a test, but it is part of a journey.
It's very
the
helpful.
Being to the south says, of course it is part of a test. It is to see where your heart lies. What sort of ruler shall you be? For taking the mantle means you will be a leader, even if you do not take the mantle, you do not take the emperor's title.
And is there a failing grade? Is there a...
The being to the north says, certainly some have failed, but not every test is like this. This one was created for you.
And
The ones to the south, the being of darkness, says, this test has been used several times, but has never been used for so many.
Moscas asks, can you let us know the rules of this test, or is this something we're supposed to figure out as we go?
The being to the south answers first this time. We are the gatekeepers to both life and death, and to your next, well, to the chamber beyond. Each one of us holds part of the key, or the whole key. You can use it. The one to the top, the being of light, says, the test is simple. Using your abilities, your cunning, you are to acquire a key from us. And to use that key to progress. Hopefully, showing some of your character and enlightenment throughout.
Oh, you know what? I never get to do this, so I'm gonna try it. I'm going to...
Sense motive?
No, that would be smart.
Yeah,
No, that would be
never
actually
use
really
that
smart.
before.
I'm going to roll twice on diplomacy. And say, could you guys just give us the key? We're kind of in a hurry.
So that's the kind of emperor Moscas be.
I don't know.
Can we come back for the longer part later?
Well, the being of darkness says, well, it is simple. If you wish for the key, destroy the being opposite of me. I'll happily give you a key. And with it, I'll give you some power to destroy your enemies, to carve away the unnecessaries, and to shape the bounty of life within your empire. The being up top says, but if you destroy the being below, you will find that I will give you the power of unbound life, unfettered creation, the ability to grow out of problems.
Okay, now I'm going to sense motive.
Okay.
On
Anyone else can roll their skill checks as well.
It's still a good roll.
It's still a good roll. You
Sense.
get the idea.
I don't have a very good one, but I'll try.
You can also use like perception, or if you think of like what you want to do, we can think of a skill that might help.
Oh, I do have True Sight on from last time. In case that does anything.
Same.
What True Sight allows you to see, you can actually pierce some of the light and darkness from around the figures and see that they are still humanoid, not just blobs of energy talking at you. And that each one of them has a necklace around them that has some kind of... it has a disc very similar to the disc below, to the stone platform that you stand on or hover over. Most of you do have wings. I need to get... I realize that Saruman would actually have something useful. I just need to figure out what her perception check is. What is... character sheet links. Alexandra. And okay. Let me find it. Oh God. How could I have lost my Roll20?
Oh no.
Evidently, I'm probably still on it, but
Actually, no.
it's the
You're not
curse
here.
of too many
You're not here
tabs,
right now.
really. Oh, I'm not? Okay, well, that's how I lost it. I closed it. Game's over, guys.
Shit.
You can go home.
Okay, fine.
All right.
Okay. Yep. Thanks, Chelsea.
Yep.
So, she... Saruman, who's currently invisible, because as that's what assassins do. Notices something on the platform. She starts picking at it and realizes it's a small... There's a small little chamber. Or like a kind of like a loose tile that almost no one else would have found because, well, it's very well hidden. But it's going to take her a while to actually open the loose tile. So you guys do. What do you guys want to do as Sarah?
Did it seem like they were lying about the powers?
It seems like both of them might be exaggerating slightly, but they will give you some powers. You don't know for the duration, however.
And Ravonne's gonna stand next to the edge of the platform and sort of poke her, well, not her hand, her scaly claw out and see if it's like really painful or...
So what type of forest, right? Do you have any fire resist?
I don't think I have any fire resist. Nope.
You have fire protection?
I guess we have the fire shields from the previous encounter.
As soon as you stick your claw out into the positive energy, it equal parts life-giving energy and fire surround your claw, quickly eating away at your fire shield.
Okay.
You're 11. You get healed 11 hit points, and your fire shield takes 11 damage.
Interesting. Well, sweet. I'm just gonna. Can I stick my hand in there for 7 more damage?
Why would you do that?
Huh? It healed me 11.
Oh, you
points.
didn't heal. Oh, you didn't full heal from before. Okay.
No, I still have like 18 damage.
Your next exposure is 20.
Okay.
Fire damage and 20 hit points. Any hit points you get in excess actually become temporary hit points.
Nice.
Roll a knowledge of the planes.
Frosty knows how this works. So no, probably or might not.
This is in character knowledge that we have to worry about.
Social planes +9. That's not bad. 16.
You're pretty sure that you've heard that there's some danger in getting too much positive energy, but you don't know exactly why.
Okay.
You just know that you've been warned to not overindulge.
All right. Well,
The beings, the being of positive energy says, "Will you? What are you thinking? Do you have any questions?" The one below says, "Answer what the light being says. I wish to know why you continue to be here."
Well, you want us to fight. We're kind of... I mean, we're not all out of fight, but if there's other ways, I think that would prove us better rulers than the way we
Is there a
fight or
more
who we choose to.
diplomatic solution?
Exactly.
Something that could appease both of you?
As you ask that, the being of light says, "It is in my nature to destroy that which is made and antithetical of life." The being below says, "The urge to destroy is part of my very being. I do not believe that you could offer me something like that. But I would be pleasantly surprised if you found something."
If you're both meant to destroy each other, then why are you both still here?
Because the being of light says, "Because it cannot enter into the field of creation." And the one below says, "It cannot stand to be in my field of destruction."
So you two are both just two sides of the same coin.
Bah! Coin analogies mean nothing to me, says the one below. The one above says, "We are two aspects of the universe, yes, creation and destruction." The energies swirl around, and as the darkness makes headway, the light makes headway the other way. You realize probably you are likely in some kind of cylinder, although you cannot see the end of it. Mainly because it's either blindingly bright or very dark.
And, so you have keys, but where's the door?
"When you have the key, you'll know what the door is," says the one below. The one above says, I've never given this key. I do not know."
Well, since I can see the key... Oh wow, my rolls are awful. Maybe I can figure out where it's going.
Okay. You look at the key and you start looking at the mosaic below. And you realize that in the mosaic there are actually two places their amulets could be put in to complete the mosaic.
Don't suppose anyone knows how to pick a lock.
I feel like that's the wrong kind of leader. The one who just... Well,
Saruman's gonna try.
Wait,
I mean, there's
we
a
have
certain
rogue?
wisdom
Yeah, we
in
do.
not just accepting a problem.
Yeah. It's like she hasn't done much roguey business other than be invisible and cut people, but
I am shocked.
after about 3 full rounds, you hear a swear. Both Laura and Musgus do see Saruman in the middle, trying to get the mechanism to work. She says, "I'm going to need more time. Each attempt is roughly 18 seconds.
It's very specific.
I want to study the mosaic pattern. What is it?
So that if you want to search it for hidden clasps or hidden things, you'd probably be rolling perception. If you want to understand more of the creation stories that are on it, that would be a knowledge history or knowledge religion.
I'll go with the knowledge religion on that one.
Okay.
Let's get back to 20.
Okay. So you look at it. And you realize that as you're looking at a story and you move to the end, if you go back to the beginning of that story, a different version has been created. And they're all echoes of the same theme, that being the universe that the universe has a life-giving and life-destroying force, and that in balance, mortal life can flourish. But you realize that due to all the shifting natures of the stories, some of these might just be strange repeats or of cultures and gods you've never heard of. It seems like the theme is more important than the actual content and context.
Is there a difference between the two slots where you can put the keys?
Other than one is put facing, like, effectively, if you look at the two slots, it appears like they're identical except for the fact that they'd have to be put in the opposite way. Kind of like you have the batteries, you have the A side, and you have the, like, pronged side and the flat side. There's the equivalent in this. You do see the occasional thieving tool reappear and then disappear as the invisible Saruman keeps trying.
Like reading through her.
I can see right through you. Literally. Let's see. I need to roll some GM rolls. The being of darkness says, trying to bypass the test. That is not allowed.
We're not trying to bypass the test. We're just...
It seems to me like the kind of emperor that just accepts a situation as it is a really shitty emperor.
I mean, who are we to upset light and dark?
Okay, well, so how are you trying to distract or stall the creature of darkness as it has started to notice Saruman's attempts to bypass the test?
What are the consequences of allying with your enemy? I'm just going to ask.
Which one do you ask?
I'm going to ask the Shadow one what the consequences are of allying.
Well,
with
you
the
must
Light.
fight, and you might likely die. Or at least some of you would die. You look powerful enough.
Yeah, I'm getting tired of that being the only consequence to our actions. We don't usually die.
The being of light says, if you do this test in this whole thing is about the demiplane judging you and seeing if you're worthy of the mantle. Doing the test improperly means that you will not be allowed to have the mantle. And also likely dying. But I don't like to focus on death, the being of light and creation. It says.
You've both offered rewards for helping you, but offered no reason why we shouldn't help the other. Give us the full side of the story.
Okay, and Saruman rolls. You hear a fuck. She rolls. The being of darkness says, if you allow only light to exist, then everything will be overrun by too much. Too many resources will be pulled. Those who should die for what they did will not. There'll be no space, there'll be no room for others to grow. It will just be a horrific existence suffocating all joy from one another. Being of light counters, saying, unfettered death leaves nothing. You claim to be able to prune a garden, but if all you do is if the only tool you have is shears, you will never create something truly beautiful. You can only keep cutting things away.
Moscus says to Onan, see, this is what I'm talking about. These aren't gods. How are they supposed to judge us? They have no idea what they're talking about. They just want the other one dead.
Yeah.
This isn't a test,
Yeah,
this is a
they're just-
ruse. Who came up, and
Yeah.
he looks over at the dark one, because that seemed to be the one that was most concerned about them skipping the test. And I'm going to re-roll this. It says, who do you even think you are? And he tries to start, like, just heckling the dark one, and Moscus moves. Whoa. Too many people. He moves to the dark.
To add to the heckling.
And he just starts heckling him.
To add to the heckling, listen to this. Onan says, yeah, to be fair, you're really easily replaceable. It's really hard to make things. I do it sometimes. It's kind of hard. It's really easy to break stuff, though. We do it all the time. It's basically our day job. Why do we need you?
As you start heckling it, it starts getting angry. And it says, just because you're on that platform does not mean you are safe from my wrath. Pathetic creatures. It starts menacingly floating towards you. All you can really see is the faint reflection of its arm blades from, well, the light. The being of light, seeing how you guys are provoking the being of dark into attacking you, floats contently, saying, I am given the power to judge because I am participating in a test of judgment. I claim no divinity, only that this is my duty.
It's strange. Have you considered that in a test of judgment, we're the ones judging which of you two deserves to live or die?
It is part of your judgment. It shrugs. It shrugs one set of its shoulders, while the second pair of arms just kind of folds and does a thinking pose.
Moscus goes back to the other side. But look at you. You're no better than the other guy. You're just about as worthless. What kind of being of holy light are you? You're worthless. Moscus would probably come up with something a little better than that, but...
Okay. You guys hear one of the panels click. as Saruman's work seems to be paying off. The being of light looks, because you can see its face, it looks slightly offended. And it goes, I have been in existence far longer than you, and just because you believe yourself empowered by whatever strange dragons, strange magic strangers, and your god, does not mean that you have any right to judge me more than I have right to judge you. In fact, the whole part of this test is for you to be judged by actually someone other than me. It is the test itself.
I'm pretty sure that person is pretty sick of both of you at this point if you have to do this test so many times.
Everyone else must have failed because you were both alive.
And why is it you've never given anyone a key? Like I said to the light beam.
Well, it is because the last time we did this test, they sided with the being of darkness and then died.
So this test has only been performed once?
Well, it's been performed a few different times, but I have not been there each time. I've only been here twice. They get various... They don't just have a being of light and darkness on call for just a singular one for eternity.
But you're so common. I mean,
In the cosmic scale, yes. In this... You cannot
What-
insult me with things I know more than you about.
Mosgus looks down at his dragon and then
watch
looks
us.
back up at him. I don't know about that. We've seen some shit, buddy. You don't know Destria.
The being of darkness says, I know Destiny.
Yeah, see, he's better than you.
So I'm pretty sure Torag is squarely on this side. But on the other hand, I don't know that like life and souls are all that necessary. Have you seen this hammer? And she holds up her holy Torag hammer. Look at that. It's beautiful. Wow. Or like, and then she gestures to the walking jaguar golem that the Lara made. Like, damn, that's a work of art. I don't know. I don't know if creation is requires you either.
As you say that, the being of darkness goes, destruction was necessary to form what you made from the base materials into what it is. And the being of light goes, we're just proxies for this creation and destruction. I claim no ownership over what you've made. Only
But-
that your soul only exists because the positive energy plane exists.
Yeah, well, it's shrinking every day going into a well, so. And she gives just a hearty shrug.
As you hear a final click. And the being of darkness, sensing that something's gone wrong, tries to charge through the barrier, but the stone below you glows it glows green, and then red, and then purple. And the being of darkness is expelled out. And you find yourself sinking into the stone.
And that, my friends, is the answer to true leadership.
You don't listen to other people's rules, you make your own.
Mhm.
Their rules are stupid.
Why pass
And
judgment
proceed
yourself?
beyond what they are told.
Why pass judgment yourself when you can delegate the task to somebody
I don't.
else?
That's the opposite of what we did, though. I think we're all getting the wrong morals from this. But oh no, we're sinking.
Yeah.
What
Thought we just
what life lesson were we supposed to learn? Scoob? I don't know.
Onan, with her 26 wisdom, says the real lesson here. Nobody tells us what to do.
Muscus
And she
nods.
sinks in the rest of the way.
Shakti shakes her head. Oh.
No one can tell you what to do if you don't listen. Taps head.
It's a test of leadership, right? And we weren't told what to do by other people.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
I thought both were important. So.
You end up in a room that feels cramped for the amount of energy you just feel suffusing the air. In fact, as you breathe in, the air just seems heavy. And you see sparks of magic fly off where your magic items meet the air. Everything feels saturated. And before you is an altar with a blue glowing circle in the center of it, with symbols dancing underneath. Flanking the altar is a male emperor and a female empress. The people who went into the well note that these are actually companions from, well, the first emperor of Bay. They were some of the people who first reformed the test. These are actually not emperors or empresses at all, but spirits of the first emperor's companions. They stand with the altar between them. Kind of translucent. You know that they don't fully exist. As you enter the chamber, the male says, "Welcome, worthy aspirants, to the most dangerous part of the test. I warn you because it is my job, and I've been doing it for 2,000 years. I'm actually quite content because anytime someone isn't here, I don't notice time's passing." The woman sort of says, "Come now, you can't say everything. We're trying to... This is a place of decorum." She bows to you and says, "If you have made it here, I imagine you are prepared for the consequences of what will happen. Which one of you wishes to take the mantle? I assume the rest of you are bodyguards."
No, there's a bunch of us that are going to take the mantle.
She frowns. Multiple people wish to take the well?
People said it was okay. That was the consensus. Even the well said it was okay.
But you must understand that every specter that's in the well is of everyone who has attended the test, and most of them, well, they don't actually know what happened when they were infused with a mantle. She points towards the altar. Those fragments were all taken before the mantle. But it is not so unusual. It's just statistically improbable. The man says, "So how many of you wish to take it? I will say that the construct sadly cannot." He looks at the jaguar. "Unless it's a properly ensouled construct, which it could take the mantle, but then you would also be monstrous."
Sorry, say that last part again? For some reason I didn't hear it.
Well, the unless it is a perfectly ensouled construct in which you would be monsters.
No, there's a cat in there.
But it could still take the tent. Huh. That's a first. He says, "So which one of you wishes to take the test?" Part of my duties is to warn you that by stepping in that circle, you'll be infused with part of the mantle. And you will know if the mantle views you as a worthy candidate. If you are, it will send energy coursing through you, and you will be partially changed. And the mantle and its power will be thrust upon you. If it judges you unworthy, you will be, well, added to the mantle.
So what happens if multiple people stand there?
Well,
I think we should all do it at the same time.
I do believe that the pillar of energy... He starts trying to think about that. The woman says, "Usually they did it one by one. Then other candidates have known how to queue. But if you insist on all going at the same time, then you will be entrusting your judgment upon all of you being judged worthy of the mantle. For if one was not, the mantle cannot be gifted unto an unworthy candidate."
So it might be better to go separately?
Tiamos, can you roll a perception check?
Yeah.
Okay, you don't notice that Mozgus glances at you as a mental note of, okay, he's not taking the mantle, and then looks back at the circle.
All right.
Ooh. Oof. Ouch. Owie.
So wasn't our plan just to have Willar, or are we actually doing everyone, or as many people as took the...
I think it's everyone who went into the
test.
well, because otherwise we lost a part of our souls for no reason.
Yeah, just for fun.
Just taking a dip.
Right.
Just for funsies.
Oh yeah, I remember now. Yeah.
I want to be part of the collective, man.
Oh well, see, Onan dropped one of her hairpins down there, and she had to go get it. That hairpin now.
If
is
you
part of the-
feel true trust in your companions that one of them will not be judged unworthy, feel free to all step in. The man says, also note that most people who share the mantle, unless they willingly give it up quickly at a later date, end up fighting each other in civil wars. It's historically accurate. The man sort of shrugs, and then he says, but I only know that from talking to people who have actually made it this far. They could be lying. What do I know? I'm a ghost whose duty it is to guard one of the few known working ways of becoming a demigod.
Well, in that case, I definitely need to take the mantle to make sure you guys don't fight when you are taking the mantle to get civil wars with one another.
Did
I'll start a civil war to end your civil war.
Onan take them? Did Onan go in the well? Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah. I mean,
She went in the well. She was the first in the well.
She threw herself into the well and then face planted on
did
the
a
way
cannon.
oh,
out.
that's right. It looked painful.
Very
Crunch. The well does not appreciate cannonballs. The woman says, if you wish to leave, I can open a portal to the outside. This is the point of why you came here, but also the point in which those who feel unworthy can leave. The well isn't designed to just indiscriminately kill people. It's a way of trying to make sure the mantle gets to the right person. The man says, you know, sometimes those who do not wish for power are the ones who most deserve it. But I don't think that's the case, because I think you still need to stand in the circle and say the language upon the altar to actually get demigod power, even if you leave, you might actually be a better emperor.
Does that mean you'd rather us find random strangers or something? Because no one's going to come here without wanting to be here.
Well,
Yes,
that's probably what I said sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but we're not here to like
sometimes
do wars and everything.
most of the
Oh,
other
okay.
tests,
Okay, I got it.
most of the other tests, you
So-
actually have bodyguards or other people who can carry you through it. But this is the only test in which you must go alone, and you will live or die.
Okay,
That
to be
scares
really
some
humble
people.
about this.
We all have to live or die sometime.
To be, TMOS, do you have like charm spells right now?
Yes.
Charm.
Okay. To be the most humble possible, I'm gonna get TMOS to charm me, and then if he decides to, tell me to go do the mantle thing.
I don't think that's going to
Whoa,
trick
what?
the magic circle.
I mean,
You're not tricking a person here. It'll still know what's inside you, even if you're an idiot at the time.
yeah, no, but I won't be the asshole going up there saying, "Hey, I deserve this." You know, it's a little bit more.
What kind of leader is that?
reserved.
This is a better test for the last test. You need to take your own steps.
Okay, fine. All right.
Okay, so are we all gonna pile on? I think we're a little too big right now. You guys need to.
I don't know if it's a good idea to all go at once.
Yeah, I'd rather
We don't really
Yeah.
know what
face
makes
the
you
test.
pretty.
Fine.
yeah.
Well, I trust.
Yeah, I don't want to go there on the same time as. I'm sorry to say this. I don't want to go on there at the same time as
Well,
the bird.
I trust the bird. I trust Akane.
Okay.
The bird is probably more worthy than
Fuck
all
it.
of us. She's
Mazkas just goes up to it.
Okay.
I play suspenseful music.
Mood
the
music.
gong.
It's amazing how many kinds of music you can play with just a gong.
If you're really good.
Well, that and your enemy's torsos. That's
true.
the two things you hit with your hammer.
Specifically, their femurs. They make good drumsticks.
You play excellent suspenseful music as Mazgas goes up and he reads the inscription written in the Emperor's tongue. Upon it says, I submit myself to the gods, to the mantle, and to the duty that remains. I take inside myself the divine power of the mantle and become one with it. It seems like that is what you need to say.
All right. Maz. Before he says it, he turns to the.
You also realize that there's a sentence I forgot. I will maintain the mantle and strengthen it so that it might protect civilization for eternity. That is the last bit.
Okay.
Seems like it's an oath.
Yeah. Can Akane read and speak that?
Akane can read it.
She's got the Emperor's
She's
tongue.
got the Emperor's tongue, so I'm not
Yeah.
really sure if that means.
But it seems like if you say it, it will affect everyone.
Okay,
in the
then
circle.
Mazgas will just say it.
Mazgas intones it. And, Mazgas, I need you to roll a fortitude save.
Oh boy. Hey, that's pretty good.
Okay. I also need you to roll a fortitude save for Akane.
Okay.
Connie's like, why the fuck are you making me do these things?
Kane's loving it. Kane's like, this is the best.
Finally, someone acknowledges my
A
leadership.
little less, but still not bad.
Okay. Between the two of you, it doesn't look like the mantle is trying to kill you. It's just sending a tremendous amount of power into you. You guys hear and see Mazgas and Akane scream as you can see their veins through their skin glowing from power. And Mazgas's and Akane's eyes glow with power. Mazgas, you take 60 points of damage.
Sweet.
So does Akane. As this power courses through and you hold on for dear life. But after the moment passes, for what you feels like an eternity, but for everyone else is an objective 12 seconds.
God damn it.
You feel that the power stops coursing through you. Or at least it stops being fed into you by the circle, and you just kind of feel it settle into your body, sink in, and mesh itself with you. You also start sensing that you can now feel, in a very vague sense, the mantle. You now have this external awareness of it. You also currently feel a bit weak, but your strength is quickly being regained. After everyone passes this, I'll tell you the mechanical results. Or everyone tries to pass it because things are dangerous. For those watching, you can roll spellcraft. Because Moscas can't, because he was in the middle of the giant glowing circle of divine pillar of energy.
I don't know magic.
Yep.
You hate magic.
Laura, looking at it. Also, you guys are like not rolling above
Shush.
like 10.
We're doing it kind of bad.
It's because Alexandra isn't here, so she's
Oh,
not
shit.
taking.
She's not taking the bad luck for
It's a
us.
sacrificial Leno.
Both Lalara and Shakti realize that the magic energy being thrown from the pillar, from the circle, is part arcane, part divine, and part just raw energy. And it fundamentally is changing parts of your body through its application. As Mosgus and Akane turn to look at the rest of the party, you guys see that every feature about Mosgus has been almost sharpened. The things that made Mosgus Mosgus have only become more pronounced. And the things that made Akane Akane, she's even more of a strange paragon of dragon bird. You also realize that that amount of energy was likely shared between the two. And that if only one stood there, they might have taken even more damage. So you realize that by sharing the circle with others, if all of you are worthy, you will likely take less damage. But if you go alone, you'll have to resist more of the divine energy yourself.
Alright, who has the lowest? Oh, actually, if we split up in pairs, then we're good to go.
Unless one of you is unworthy.
Some people will survive.
Yeah.
And then you both die.
Well, then probably the pillar sends more energy, but in the sense of like not trying to transform you, but to burn you out alive.
I don't know if everyone can survive it. Like solo going.
It's a lot of damage.
Good luck, guys.
I don't think I would if it decided it didn't. Even
I mean, maybe.
But you do see that Moscus comes out of this looking changed and probably stronger for it.
Yeah.
Hey, Laura, you still think that 4-year-old girl can take that?
Not as a 4-year-old.
That's why we're letting her grow up first.
Right.
Oh god, you guys are gonna be like, we know what is at the end of this journey. We're gonna train you up. Gonna be a montage.
Hell yeah. Get her on the same training regimen Moscow's put Akane on.
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, I need you to lift a wagon. But I'm only 5 years old. Lift the fucking wagon.
Akane was lifting wagons when she was
Strict diet of human flesh. Go.
Alright.
I'll go next.
Okay, go.
Okay.
I can't center. Oh well.
Raw human flesh.
Sadly, you are almost as big as the circle itself.
Just curl up.
So
You can just, curl up.
you step forward, and the incantation is the same. The same swearing to protect the mantle and to accept its power and its duty within you. Do you recite it?
Yeah, Lalara half sings it, half prays it.
And the pillar, the circle beneath you starts. You feel the power surge start curling beneath you, and then through the soles of your feet, slams into you. I need you to roll a fortitude save.
I'm sorry, total or base?
Total.
Okay.
Please roll the total. Laura takes 90 points of damage
Oof.
as the power shoots through your body, and you just feel your skin open. You see your skin open at points, and just light and energy pouring out of it. It is an incredibly painful process that leaves Lalara's draconic form shivering on the ground after. Laura, how many hit points do you actually have?
Right now, 100, like total?
Yeah, total.
145.
145. Oh yeah, because you have
Huge
more
dragon.
con as a dragon.
Mm-hmm.
If I didn't, I'd be dead.
You feel almost the smile of the anvil upon you as you realize her gift has allowed you to, well, survive the process. And you also gain insight as to how other emperors might actually how people might actually survive this process by just a ludicrous amount of buffs and being worthy. You find yourself, your wounds, well, they aren't really closing, but at least they kind of cauterize themselves with the divine energy. And as you kind of slink and slump out of the circle because it hurt a lot, it is hard to see the effects of the ritual, but Mozgus, as she goes through the ritual, you feel a small ping in your awareness of the mantle.
Oh.
And then you sort of vaguely feel her presence once she is done.
Muska says to the group, the Emperor already knows that we've done this.
Can you feel the Emperor?
Let me try.
As you roll a wisdom check.
All of me? Who?
Currently Mozgus, because you're still coming to terms with your extra awareness. Mozgus has had at least a few seconds to parse things.
He also didn't get as fucked as I did.
No.
Got a 24.
24. You feel the Emperor, but his effect, he is enmeshed in the mantle. You realize that you're currently, because he still lives, and he still has the mantle, and he has had it for decades longer than you have. His power, his connection to the divine energies is vastly more than you. And it has changed him as much as the Emperor has tried to change the mantle. But because you don't know what the mantle was like before you connected to it, it's kind of hard to know what he has done to the mantle. That will require a little more investigation. But you do sense the Emperor. It's kind of like when you first... It's kind of like you realize that you are an island in the sea of the mantle, and then you look over to distant shores and you see a continent. His presence is there. Okay. So will Onun and Shakti share, or will they go individually?
I think Onan can go individually. I don't know if Shakti can.
Yeah, well, we're gonna
Oh, well,
try.
you're a big dragon, so you should be fine. Yeah.
You should be fine.
Dead.
That'll be great. Onan's gonna go in. She is going to read that inscription, and she is going to read it like it's gospel. And I have my perform gospel, which is a thing.
Roll
I-
perform gospel.
Keep trying to suck up to the fucking ring.
Okay. She's not very good at it yet, but you know.
It's hard to sight read gospel. Sight sing
Mhm.
gospel. But
you kind of have to go creatively with gospel, but you know.
Roll a fort save as the power
Alright, I put-
starts.
It's- I think I still have my Dragon 2 on. Yes. Yep. All right. 28.
Ah, good. As O'Nunn steps in, you see that Mosgus feels this first. The Emperor has noticed, and the Emperor tries to cause a fluctuation in the mantle just as O'Nunn recited
shit.
it. The room warps as the Emperor tries to impose his will on the very ritual that empowered him. And O'Nunn, a horrific amount of energy shoots up into you.
Oh,
shit!
boy.
Can Moscus or Lalara try and react with whatever the fuck power they've got?
Yes. Both of you, with your nascent understanding, you guys can roll a mental ability score, like for... so roll a d20 plus the modifier of your highest mental ability score. So for Moscus, that's wisdom. For Lalara, that's intelligence. As you guys have your different ways of trying to understand the mantle.
It's less than 160 damage. No, will be okay.
I mean, we'll see.
Okay. You said the modifier?
Yeah, the modifier. So it's probably like +9
Which
because it's your intelligence.
What? Oh, yep.
Hey.
Okay. Both of you strain together and divert some of the energy away from O'Nunn. O'Nunn still gets hit by a colossal amount of energy and takes 137 points of damage.
Okay.
Without the diversion, it would have been grisly.
Okay, I'm glad I have the 13 temporary health from the nice positive energy plane guys.
And friends like us.
Yeah, that
O'Nunn's...
too.
There's just chunks of O'Nunn's skin that just don't exist anymore. And O'Nunn kind of still alive due to the intense internal fortitude and the fact that you were a dragon. You stumble out of the ritual, and you just, because you were hit by that blast, you had an understanding of just the immense power that the mantle has. And then if the Emperor has been connected to this for so long, you don't know how he hasn't done more.
None is just going to stretch out on the ground for a bit and catch your breath.
All of your breaths are pained, as part of your lungs have been
Why
burned
don't
away.
You guys made that look so much easier.
Why don't we take a second here and heal O'Nunn, and then
I mean, I'm the healer.
yeah, do it.
But, well,
You're not dead. You'll be. It's like ripping off a
yeah, I
band-aid.
still have some positive energy to heal the whole group. I'll use my heal on myself. I have 3 casts of heal that I have not had.
This is perfect.
I'm just gonna pop that on us 3 and well, no, I'll keep one in reserve.
Or are you going to wait for Shakti to go in?
Wait, actually, how many people are going in for, or is Timos going in?
Timus is not.
Nope, I'm not going in.
Saruman is
Timos
not.
going in.
Not
Oh,
after seeing the...
I think Shakti's the
I'd
last.
have to...
okay, sweet, because I have 4 heals. I forgot about one I have for the life spirit. Okay. So I'm gonna everyone heal 130 points.
Ooh.
Actually, these are like my last spell cast, so I'm just gonna pop the what's it called?
Pearl of...
Yeah, the pearl of
The prayer bead of power.
the prayer bead of yeah.
I guess I didn't know we had another.
Everyone heal 160.
Onan first conjures some energy while she's flat on her back and kind of slaps herself in the chest. And you just
And
see
then she's like, immediately perks up again, like, all right.
as
Full of
just you
energy,
see
like-
a glow of white energy suffuse her.
Everything is healed. She's full of stamina and life again. She's energetic. Oh, wait, I need to heal the bird and Moses, hey?
I can heal the bird.
Okay. She gives Moses a little claw to the top of the forehead and
Like the E.T. kind of glowing finger.
and does the same for the Lara as well.
Oh, actually, I'm pretty low on spells. I realize we did a.
I've got positive energy too for later.
Okay.
I'll channel some
Okay,
AC.
Shakti. The circle is still has this sort of steam rises from the circle as the amount of power that has gone through it 3 times has been immense. You know that with this, the Emperor will likely try to stop you, but you have 3 people who can try to help you. If you are worthy and the 3 people try to protect you, you can make it through and have part of the mantle yourself.
I mean,
Don't worry, Shakti. I have cure light wounds.
is there even a way to know if you're worthy? We're just kind of assuming.
This is the way to know.
Yeah, I guess.
Could I perhaps get a little healed up before I take this one?
Oh, you wonder if I can give you some of the old.
How
Razzle
much do you
dazzle.
need?
Yeah, how much? Now are you wounded?
Lauren, how much have you been wounded?
Right now, like 24 hit points. But with the
Alright.
dragon stuff, that leaves me with. Was that
I'll give you a cure moderate wounds.
That's 2d8 plus 10. So roll your 2d8 plus 10.
Roll 2d8 plus 10.
You could also try to rage song her to give her a bonus on the fort save.
Yeah.
Okay, after you finish the inscription, start foaming at the mouth.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna give you. I forgot to give it to everyone else, but ward. So +3 on your save.
Let's see, roll that word?
So he can give you +3 to your fortitude save
That'd be helpful.
on top of what you.
Okay. That's plus 15. Okay. Alright. Let's just do this.
Okay.
Roll 20, sorry.
The 3 of you sense the Emperor's attention upon you. But you don't know if he expects someone else to take the ritual as well.
I look at you all like, are we ready for this?
We're gonna try.
Super ready.
Alright. No matter what happens, I have faith in you and whatever is going to happen. Fate. I have faith in fate. So she...
It's gonna go great.
Yeah. Alright, so she somberly, like, reads the inscription.
Okay.
They speak like the words of her heart.
And roll a fortitude save. As the 3 of you, the Emperor senses something has gone wrong. And the 3 of you can try to deflect his wrath.
All right. I'm also gonna use my inexplicable luck to just boost this roll to.
Okay. Save Shakti!
Oh, that's on a GM roll.
Oh, and I didn't add the 3. I forgot the 3.
Oh, I forgot to GM roll that.
Well, that's a lot of damage.
And you did it before Moskis did his thing. I'm starting to think.
Oh, I would have modified the damage total depending on what Muskis
Okay.
did. Okay,
Oh, I know. I'll allow it.
fine. With the 3 of them diverting some of the energy, you realize a fundamental aspect of the mantle test is that almost everyone who actually makes it to this point is actually worthy of the mantle. Because the whole process is so guarded, and the end part would kill pretty much anyone who wasn't sufficiently powerful. You realize the whole thing here is that it's hard not to be worthy as long as you can survive the trials. However, you still take 105 damage as that wisdom is hard earned. And now you just feel the whole chamber is becoming warped as the Emperor tries to kind of stop anything further now that he's realized you've added 4 people to the mantle. The spirits, the male spirit says, you all are fantastically silly. But welcome to having the mantle. I hope you find a worthy heir to pass it on to. He sort of gives you a thumbs up, and the woman says, I'll open the portal for you now unless others want to join. She kind of looks upon Saramin and Tiamos.
Yeah, I didn't break out my own soul to take the mantle, so I probably can't.
Oh, it would make it harder, yes.
Wait, you can take the mantle without putting your soul in the pool?
Oh, it's just much harder for the well to know if you're worthy or not. The biggest part of the test was adding your soul to the well.
Gotcha.
I mean, you could try.
So wait,
I don't know if that's a good idea.
and he just gets to keep all of his soul?
I don't know.
Or is it like both processes happen at the
Ooh,
same
that
time?
would kill you.
basically? Yeah, that'd be bad.
I don't think there's a way to test that without testing that.
Wasn't that the whole reason why the Emperor was trying to change the mantle in the first place?
So that you didn't have to put a piece of
Was
soul.
the fact that it like actively killed the people who wielded it.
Yeah. Well, also, I also thought it was because you had to sacrifice part of your soul to it.
Oh,
but-
definitely. And he thought that it was terribly unfair that people were, if they had the mantle for too long, could not make it into the afterlife because the well had too much of their soul. So the current emperor was trying to change that. You're now feeling, however, he's really angry at you.
He might be a little peeved.
Nothing's stopping you, Tiamos. Nothing but common sense and your character's sense of self-preservation.
I think I'm gonna be okay. I'm just not gonna go do that thing and die.
Well, you can always come back.
Okay.
Yeah, we're all just regents. We're all about the Regency Council anyway. She opens a shimmering portal to the side. Oh. Foam. And she goes, that will leave you in the Garden of Contemplation inside the palace. as is the traditional place
Is there
for people.
any
to
chance
exit.
you could change that?
Why would I change that? You are all authorized to be here, yes?
Oh, yes.
We're authorized by certain people.
Did you know? Well,
She
there's a
frowns.
civil war going on, or about to happen. Just, you know, there's some gossip for you. It's fine.
She says,
It'll be fine.
the portal's been opened. I then suggest you leave the Garden of Quiet Contemplation quickly, then.
That goes against the very purpose of that garden. There are rules.
The garden is to help heal the soul after the trying experience, or to help the mourners when they're...
Oh yeah, I have spells for that. We don't need any more healing from the garden. Let me actually throw my...
It's spiritual healing, she says.
Oh, good.
Yeah, we don't have any spells for that.
You don't need them. Wait. I should have this written down, but I don't. What's my channel positive energy? 12 equivalent 66. Alright, everyone heal 44. And who's still wounded after that?
Oh yeah.
Probably Shakti.
Oh, Shakti. Yeah, you just full heal. Big 160 health.
Oh.
You go back up to maximum.
Oh. Thank you.
You're
That's
welcome.
why having a shaman / cleric so useful.
Mm-hmm. I see the prince do that.
Okay. You guys. Oh. No. Okay. Now. So, do you guys step through the portal?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm just arranging you guys.
Boy.
You guys are in the middle. You hear immediately, Mozgus, you get a message ascending.
Ooh.
You need to leave the garden in 12 seconds. The Emperor has ordered me to kill you. This is the voice. Have a lovely day. Operation Skyfall is targeting you as well.
Uh-oh.
Good luck.
Moscus turns to own
Operation Skyfall. Everyone who took the
guy who falls on people.
who was in the well, who took access into the well, not the mantle, but the actual well. I guess the same. It is the equivalent. Roll a knowledge history or just a raw intelligence check as you try to figure out if you saw something about that.
Onan has no idea. She is... Don't know what my fly speed... What's,
Okay,
What's
well,
speed?
Laura's the only one who knows what this is. Skyfall was a creation of an Empress 5, I guess, 5 people back up the line who created... It was high-speed insertion of assassins to kill specialized targets. It is actually... it is what inspired the Falling Stars combat style.
Ah.
You're pretty sure that the Emperor's about to try to drop a bunch of assassins on you. Literally high speed, high altitude drop.
Time to teleport, everybody.
Well, yep.
Yep.
now everyone into a bag, I guess.
Okay, so first the first initiative is who? Oh, some you guys are way too big to all be teleported by the same person right now.
I might. Have
So
to.
you can, as a standard action, dismiss your big dragon form,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and as your move action, if someone prepares a bag opening for you, you can throw yourself in.
I have teleports prepared.
I will open a bag of holding.
Okay, Tiamos opens his bag of holding.
Also, I think I need little Laura to fix my size.
Oh yeah, because Laura.
Because that's her and large person.
Yes, actually,
Yeah.
it should be done by now.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh,
So,
okay.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
so you.
I go small.
I stopped being a dragon.
I'm not going small.
Bird goes into the chest.
So little.
As everyone just says, "Oh God, the voice told us." Actually, only Mozgus knows that.
I
Does he
didn't.
just
Well,
scream?
Mozgus would say, "The voice is coming along with assassins. We gotta go."
Okay.
Or Operation
Uh,
Skyfall, and then Lalara would explain what that would be.
Probably after you guys teleported.
All right. Sprinting dive into the bag.
Where's the bird? Where's the bird?
Bird's in the chest.
Okay, on Tiamos.
Also, why am I still big? How do I not be big?
Okay.
There we go.
You guys congregate around Tiamos. Onan dives into the bag.
Do I need to roll acrobatics for that? Gonna be
Yeah, for fun.
okay. Great. I should have definitely not asked. I have 5 ranks in acrobatics just to offset the armor penalty. Yeah.
Okay, you dive into the bag. It is not graceful, but it works. Unfortunately, the golem would also have to go in the bag because it can't be teleported.
Okay.
Okay,
Go into bag.
Fang goes into bag, and then the rest of you are small enough for Lalara to teleport you. Okay, you huddle around, and you hear, and you see a monk step, sort of guide in the archway and go, "Wait! Someone has passed the test!" As you guys huddle around each other. And then you start hearing a whistling from the air.
Uh-oh.
Olar shouts, "Yes, we know!" And then I cast my
God.
whatever. Teleport.
And as your final symbol of your teleport happens, and the world phases around you, you see what could only be a gigantic rock hurled in your direction. As you teleport, it misses, likely destroying a chunk of the garden.
Not a quiet garden anymore.
Where did you teleport? Is this an anywhere but here kind of thing?
It was the first place that she thought of was her hometown in Mountains of Cran.
Awesome.
Okay. Ignore the Imperial City map. Empire map. Let's see. No place like home. You're high enough level. Let's see. GM roll 1d100.
To the mammoths.
You teleport outside of an inn. It is suddenly cold. And all around you, you see a bunch of rather surprised townfolk as you guys just appear out of nowhere, all aglow. Lalara, you are in front of the Sleeping Dragon Inn, a staple from your teenage years. It is in your hometown.
Okay.
You also realize that likely the voice has a way of trying to track you down where you are. If you have multiple teleports, this might be the time to
They
use
can
it.
sense us, or at least the Emperor can sense us, so we can never really get away anymore. We kind of have to finish this.
Unless you go to somewhere that you realize that the Emperor's sense is that you're there, and he knew where you're going to be because you took the test.
Hmm.
The test always leads out to the same place. He might
There's
know
two places.
you're alive, but he might not know your exact location.
There's 2 places I can think of where we'd be safe. And that's inside the deserts. They wouldn't be able to track us. And at the Dawncaller's home.
I mean, we should probably go visit her anyway, but I know we have a tight schedule.
Our next stop is...
Somewhere?
I think our next stop is we need to talk to the Shadow
Oh,
Dragon.
right. Why don't...
Yeah.
Yeah, we may as well go that way now, then.
Okay.
Okay, so
One of the reasons Lalara teleported here is because she has allies, but it's fine.
Allies are going to get hurt. That's what I think. I
if
mean,
the Emperor
we could
has...
try hiding out. Do you even have another teleport? Because Zonar
I
has
have,
nothing.
I do have another teleport.
Okay.
Also, if everyone gets into one bag... Oh, you've already used your Ice Crystal teleport.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you guys did see it. You guys could try to teleport to the ruins of Nalhun. To the outskirts of it.
Hey, that's
You
true.
know that...
Now
Okay.
that would be a blast from the past.
that was the thing from the prologue.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's probably the closest thing you've been to Newell's Rest, unless you want to try to directly teleport to Newell's Rest. This is up to you guys. Actually, roll spellcraft checks, everyone. I know, TMOs, you don't know.
Oof.
Spells just make me angry.
And you must be angry all the time around us.
I know. I
Unless
hate
you've got, like, all-
Okay. Laura also knows that there are a few other places that might actually offer protection from, well, scrying. Probably the Baelnorn's garden. Because the Baelnorn has powerful defenses that were only undone by, or that were only penetrated by one of the pillars. The Temple of the Phoenix Queen,
Let's go there, guys.
I mean, that's where the anvil is.
because that's where the anvil is. And that's also, it's designed to create, regulate, and block magical energy. Or the Dawncaller's house. Or somewhere in the deserts of Ruha. You're also relatively sure that the magical residue, we might call it radiation, from the ruins of Nalhun would throw off people's ability to track you there. This is your character kind of knowing what places might be safe, or somewhere in the Mana Wastes to the north,
I mean, we're not trying to hide,
because
so...
wild magic.
We need to spend at least one night. Like,
You
we
need
can't fight
safety
anything.
for a
Yeah,
night.
I suppose that's true.
You could also go to the hidden valley of Cadalatrix.
That's true.
pretty
is
It's
okay.
basically, What are Valara's allies here? Like, does she have a old teacher or something that has a like a bug out basement? It's all magic proof and everything.
Lalara is friend. Oh, go on.
It's the King of Cran, my father.
Ah, they would probably have what we need.
But he's definitely never expecting to see me ever again.
Well, that sounds like a fun moment for you to bond and make up.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
The truth we were never going to find out.
Well, Laura is royalty.
Okay.
We're about to have a awkward dinner with the princess family.
Chelsea just wants to work out a few details because it's been a while since we've done backstory.
Mhm.
So,
Oh no.
All right.
Uh-oh.
I can hear her laughing. That's about it. So that went fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys
So
seem...
I imagine the
Oh, he didn't give us mechanics.
voice can just trace teleport and teleport to us, and trace teleport and teleport.
I mean, I doubt.
How
until
many
we
trace
start-
teleports could you possibly do?
Didn't she say something about
up to
like,
6.
Catalatrix? Like if she was ordered to kill us?
No, not Cadalatrix, the Black Summoner. We need to get him up and
Oh, we
running
haven't
to
done it
fight
back
her, to put her down.
Yeah, the Black Summoner is the only person who's ever fought her to a
Right.
standstill. That's what the wording was.
I bet Cadalatrix could fight her, though.
Maybe.
She's just some freaking magical Terminator.
Seems like the voice is older than Cadalatrix.
Yeah, I think 2 pillars and us would be a match for the voice. I don't think anything less than that's gonna do it. Like, I think she's hella
I
strong.
mean, meta-wise, action economy. But
Yeah.
but lore in-game wise, oh no.
Well, you don't want to know what crazy build Ian has made when he's given a level 20
Yeah.
plus character to.
Still,
That's true.
action economy, man. All you gotta do is a little CC. Make sure she gets hit. It's fine.
Like,
I bet the voice is secretly Pun Pun.
That would be great.
okay.
Sovereigns of the Emperors.
Sovereigns? What are we talking about sovereigns for?
Huh? What?
What? Okay. And let's see. Hey, Snake, I kidnapped
shit.
you. Lalara, when she said she was the daughter of the king, was telling a lie.
Oh, you're not even gonna have me roll.
But only you figured it out.
Okay.
So you don't know if it's up to you whether or not you want to press this or not. But
Do I know what the truth is, or just that it's a lie?
you have a feeling that the truth is rather complicated, but you're pretty sure she isn't the daughter of the king.
All right.
But that has been her official story from her inception in the court.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That was on the public record, yeah.
Hey there. Howdy. Okay, so you guys are in a town right now that's kind of been integrated into the capital of Cran.
So hold on a second. Just to remind everyone, Lalara is the daughter of the King of Cran, and the rumors of her beauty reached far and wide, and the Emperor decided to take her as a concubine. that
Okay.
is how she ended up as a concubine.
Guys, the Emperor kind of said, gimme.
And the king said, I have no choice, okay.
Simpler
That
times.
seems like a pretty.
So, yeah.
Yeah, this campaign was not set in 2018.
No,
No.
it definitely wasn't. The Empire still doesn't have slavery, but it does have like indentured servitude in certain places, which isn't full-out slavery, but it's slavery light. This is
Okay.
sometimes not a nice place to live.
Yeah, all right.
So you can here the world opens up, but you now have a kind of a threat lingering over you of the Emperor really wanting to kill you right
Well,
now and mobilizing
let's
resources
get really far
to
away.
kill you right now.
Closer to where we need to be, the better. We really don't want to mess up our schedule because we need
Okay.
to get the summoner up.
Now Hoon is pretty far
That's
away.
brave.
Is there anything that we can leave here to sort of think that we're here when...
You don't have any simulacrums or anything like that. You guys could always send the prince and he would help you, probably.
Oh boy.
But you could if you spent a few minutes here, you could cast several spells and give the magical presence that you were here, so if someone investigates, they might think that you ran on foot rather than teleported.
They know we'd be flying. They wouldn't. But
or you guys could fly out of town
and then teleport again.
Teleport there.
We could do that.
I literally have only level 1 spells left.
But
and my bag of fire
so
seeds.
Alara has one more teleport.
Yes.
We could
So-
scatter and have them at that point.
Oh shit.
Everyone
That-
split up.
No.
Oh,
Oh,
everyone
boy.
That
can
was good
tell.
advice, said no one ever.
Oh, come on.
Well,
Everyone
we'll group up and
I
I guess
think
we can
that's
always
one of
put
the
them
only
down.
ways that I could actually do a TPK.
We'll just split up and die.
You guys all just split
Bad
up.
end.
we do our
Like, yeah,
own
we
one-on-one
have-
adventures, one week after the other.
It wouldn't be a bad idea in like a narrative book, but unfortunately in a tabletop RPG, it's
How about this?
not-
We fly south, southeast, and then we teleport to the ruins.
would actually have to be south or southwest.
No. We're gonna
so
fly
that-
southeast, and they're gonna think we're going southeast, and then we teleport southwest, and try and throw them off.
I'm just
Okay.
saying that you don't have the range.
Oh no, we're
for
not gonna
that.
like fly a square. We're just gonna fly out of the town. The town isn't
okay.
50 miles wide, I assume.
No.
I
Okay.
think, if anything, the voice didn't spend today thinking she would have to chase down a bird on her own. So if she teleports behind us and we are flying away, I don't think she'll be able to deal
That's
with
true.
that. I think that's our best chance to get a night's sleep and then a greater teleport to wherever we need to go.
You know what? Bird can sleep while flying, so
hmm
we'll just have people on watch just in case.
Oh yeah, they'll have to sleep 2 hours each.
That's
mostly.
also true. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We can fly southwest, sleep, and then start our next day.
South out of town and then just southwest across the floodplains of
It's a
Mun.
nice time of year, maybe. A little damp.
Well, you could just teleport into the borders of Ruha and then fly. The purple worms probably can't reach you 2,000
Actually,
feet
that's
up.
a good point. We could just fly there overnight, pretty much. We wouldn't even need to use a greater teleport.
Yeah,
We could save it for.
but we don't exactly have friends there. They probably won't notice if it's a
You're right. How are they gonna see us?
and we never land. We should be okay. But if we're going into backstories, Onan has bad experiences there. She lost a war there.
Oh,
She was logistics for the whole army that was supposed to defeat it. That ended up with, well, not a failure because the They lost the war technically, but yeah.
Okay, so I need the party to decide where it's teleporting. Or where it's going.
The borders of Ruhan 5?
That's my vote.
Seems like it has the most options for Ian's next session's story developments.
Okay.
Or
So-
the end of this one.
If I have two people for teleport near or into the borders of Ruha and then fly high in the sky? Do I have any objections?
Matt, Lauren.
No objections.
None here.
Okay. Let's see how the teleport goes. Flying.
Is it night right now?
flying. Oh, what?
Is it night right now?
It is night right now. The tavern's rather busy, but you
So-
guys are.
So Lulara looks sort of towards. Well, she looks towards the lights of the city
Castle,
that's nearby,
Yep.
sort of longingly, and then, prepares for teleport.
You speak the words, and you guys teleport. You guys end up surrounded by arid waste. There are some hills along the horizon that you're seeing. There's a few spiny plants and broken earth and sand. You teleport and you just feel the teleport magic straining as you enter here. And all of you who have the mantle starts screaming as you get
Christ.
here.
Great.
Oh, you just feel a moment of panic as you can actually sense how the mantle was partially, like, this part of the mantle was torn asunder. You realize that that's probably why the Emperor never came here personally.
This is going to be pleasant.
But as unpleasant as it is, after the initial shock of going from like normal, nice, strong mantle to just like jumping into a bed of razor blades, it seems to come. You start getting used to it. It is definitely
You settle into those razor blades. You just nestle in after a while.
Yeah. And you realize that by coming here, the Emperor probably can't sense where you are in the mantle. Or sense that you're connected to the mantle, other than the fact that there's probably now a void where your presence was.
Yeah.
You're off grid.
No, you're hallucinating. It's fine. Wasn't us.
The bird comes out of your armor, I imagine,
tap.
and you quickly get off of the ground as you start seeing on a distant hill this, like, the cresting of a purple worm.
It's time to go.
You guys start flying up, and further up. You're pretty sure now the only creature that could hurt you in the desert right now, as high as you are, is either a dragon, which seems unlikely, or Runavog, who you really hope isn't anywhere nearby.
Look, we know Jimmy. It's fine.
Go! You scream it at Runavog.
You'd understand.
It doesn't notice. You start flying. Akane doesn't need to sleep,
Nope.
or can sleep while flying.
Basically the same thing.
But it is cold up here. The night is not kind. As you teleport here, you actually see that the sun has actually has just finished setting here, whereas in the mountains of Cran, it was fully down. Time zones. I know. And the bitter cold of the night settles in. Anyone with cold resistance is perfectly fine.
I'm sure we have blankets
Because
and
it's
other
not that
things. We're fine.
Uh,
Akane's also warm.
the high,
I'm
the
also.
Akane is warm, but the high winds
True.
and the cold really do make it a bit miserable for anyone who isn't Laura. For Laura, this is perfectly comfortable.
Better than the heat.
I have cold resistance 5.
Okay, you're fine, TMS. Everyone else kind of bundles into the various bags that Akane has and bundles up. The night
not
is.
as a mobile forge. Maybe she can make a little fire.
But
Huddle
you
around
want to
that.
set fire on something while you're in a bag on
I mean,
a bird?
not in a
Akane
bag, it'd
is
have to
fireproof. Fire resistant.
Yeah.
A man-made fire would not hurt her. So
God,
I mean,
Akane's
I've done it
become a
every other time
robot.
I've crafted. There with a little tiny forge and a little tiny anvil.
if anything, we can huddle around it on like the center of her back. Create like a little fireplace.
Exactly.
Okay, for any of you who took the mantle, you feel that the mantle's effects are starting to come in. You guys get +2 to a stat of your choice
Oh boy.
Wow.
as you become, well, greater versions of yourself. It is the first step to demi. A stat, like, so your intelligence or your constitution or your dex or something.
Huh.
So just +2 to the base stat. So if you had 26, you could make it 28. If you had 10, you could make it 12.
Well, might as well do this one.
More wisdom. Always more.
Intelligence for me.
For Shakti, I suggest charisma. But you're welcome to tell me no.
And con's always good too. Actually,
Okay.
I'll have to think about it.
Please do, please do.
More strength for more carrying capacity.
Oh, that's right. Akane gets
Yes.
it too. Oh, she's
Akane
definitely
does
getting more
get it.
strength. Yeah, of course. She's at
What is Akane's
as a
strength?
dragon and raged. She has 49 strength. I don't know if that's actually the best combination. It is. It is.
Here she comes to save the day. Wow.
Big bird.
Big bird.
Burp.
And I see you've noticed my meddling.
Alright, so going by this calendar, we meet the Twilight Keeper tomorrow, and then we have the remainder of that day and the next day before the end of the Talmud and the Black Summoner stuff. And then the day after that is the
Well, that's assuming you are assuming that the prince's plan actually goes to fruition.
That's true,
Stops
that is
the
an
war.
assumption.
Because pretty much the chain of events is going to be: you get the amulet, you get to the Black Summoner ritual site, you apply amulet A to Summoner B, deal with consequences, then hope that if all goes well, return to the capital with the Black Summoner and effectively try to prevent the civil war. that's my summary. That's all you're getting.
Okay.
No other
Okay.
no other effects from the mantle.
Not yet.
Okay.
They will come in time. But you are just newly added to the mantle. So it will take time. Also just a vague awareness of the mantle at all times. It's rather distracting. You guys get some sleep, and you realize that by being here and being in Ruha, like skirting the borders, the Empire doesn't really have the ability to track you all that well. Though once you go into the endless plains of Xantar, they might be able to begin tracking you again. Because the endless plains actually is like normal magic rather than the Ruhanian mess.
In the morning, could we send the Twilight Keeper and tell him to meet us closer to the border?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, you definitely could. The night passes. It is a cold, kind of angst-filled night as you guys contemplate the fact that now the Emperor is most definitely trying to kill you. Using resources that most people don't know even exist. Also, if you guys return to the capital unprepared, the voice will likely fight you.
Optional boss.
And optional boss.
Let's not take that boss.
I agree.
In the morning, you send... Well, firstly, Tiamos, you get a sending from Cadalatrix.
Yes.
My dear child,
Wasn't me.
congratulations on surviving the trial and not using the mantle. It takes a brave soul. Love, Cadalatrix. You don't know how Cadalatrix knows he didn't take the mantle. Other than probably
can
because he's
count?
connected to the mantle. He might know only 4 of you took it, and he didn't sense you.
Yeah.
You do get a 25-word response to Cadalatrix.
Okay,
Sending is a wonderful text message. It's the text messaging of the magical world.
I'll write something out.
Okay. You also notice that he didn't actually say anything much of import and filled the words with self-aggrandizing statements. So, it's perfectly Cadalatrix.
Yes.
In the morning, you guys got fitful rests of sleep, and only because of your various items of sustenance did you actually get anywhere near the amount of sleep you needed. So you want to send dear Shadow Dragon? Twilight Keeper?
I mean,
Or do
we
you
could
want
just
someone else to
teleport there and
actually
be quick about it. But ascending is cheaper. But then again, we're going to lose most of the day in travel if we try and get there by mundane means. But then again, he might have the ability to teleport. So I'm going to
Just talk
send,
to him.
with the full titles, if you can teleport to the border, teleport to, and I'll name some sort of border town I know.
Okay.
If not, we will meet you at Nosrest's plan. Let us know.
He responds with
No, God.
Yeah.
puny mortals. I the great Twilight Keeper do know how to teleport. And would if I felt like it. I will see your worthless hides at the town you have specified. I will know when you're there. You mantle holders, you.
All right. I'm imagining this town is at the border of all three areas. Like over here.
Okay.
That this was the main invasion point for her old forces because it had the most reinforcements available.
Okay.
Being next to two continents instead of just the one. Or no, wait. Yeah.
You. Now, I will say this next bit, because it's Alexandra getting the scales, I don't know how much I want to proceed without Alexandra.
Mm-hmm.
So, if
Okay,
she,
thank you.
I'm going to advise we take a 5-minute break, as I need to get some water and various other mundane chores. And if Alexandra appears, we do the little song and dance with the Twilight Keeper. And if not, we'll save that for next week.
All right.
Okay. 5-minute break.
Okay.
A-string.
Okay.
I feel like if she's not here by now, she's probably not going to be. To those. Oh no, everyone left.
Probably.
Oh,
not.
okay.
I mean,
So
Mhm.
Snake, when are you gonna run that guy's Dark Souls game?
Never, because it sounds
tabletop
fucking
RPG.
awful. Let's just do the same fights over and over and over in a really slow system for fighting.
Yes.
It's super bad.
How you play it.
Like that would be great if they made it into like a Baldur's Gate or Neverwinter Nights mod or something.
Hmm.
Whoa,
The
which...
Dark Souls tabletop thing, D&D
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
It would be great if it was automated, but if not automated, it's awful.
Well, part of it is that doing the same fights
Exactly.
continuously is...
It would be a nightmare.
Well, it would save me a lot of prep time because I could just reuse everything. But I don't want people to be bored.
See, you'd have to get rid of the bonfire mechanic entirely. Maybe use it as a resting point, as it mentioned, but not as a... And nothing should respawn from it. And basically just go from boss fight to boss fight. But then it's not really Dark Souls. It's just like boss fights.
Yeah.
And fog doors.
Yes, and in that kind of game, how would they handle like a player dying?
I don't
Do you just get reset?
I don't think you can. I think you're just dead by what I remember reading. But it didn't... It just seemed like half-assed in general. Oh well.
But yep. Firstly, I hope you guys have been enjoying the well. I
Yeah.
didn't want to stretch it out over too long.
I think that was a good amount. Did you expect us to fight the
I'd prepared stats, but I was quite okay with you guys not.
Well,
doing
what did
so.
you expect? I'm just curious.
I expected you guys would try to find a third
Yeah.
way. Because you guys aren't really ones to just murder your way through things that you otherwise could avoid. You guys aren't conflict seeking. Although once you guys do decide to kill someone, you are a kill team.
Kill Team 6.
That should be our team name.
Kill team 6.
Wow.
I like it actually. It'd be
There,
KT6.
there we go. Kill Team 6. That'd be a good Overwatch team, actually.
Actually, yeah.
'Cause-
I'm glad that we decided on a name at the very very end.
And
Like
near the very when you guys finally make it back to the cabin, they're like, "Who are you? Kill Team 6." that might be too much. You know, maybe that's not the type of public image you're going for.
You have to lead via fear. It's the only way.
It could be True Team
That's
6.
awful.
I know.
I'm sorry, but
Thanks.
it was really bad, though.
But
You're mean
a
to
little
me.
I'm honest.
Kill Team 6 would actually probably have worked slightly better for the Mozga's
Mezofan.
campaign, where you guys just Mezofan game, where you guys just
Killed everything.
killed everything. Like, I tried to put lore, I tried to put cool backstory. No,
Yep. We didn't
you
want
guys literally had someone who knew the whole plot with you from about 1/3 of the game on in. Never asked until the last session.
it. And even then,
Even then, you didn't.
we just stumbled into a god fight. And we're like, oh, hey, look at this. What's that noise? Guess it's gotta die.
Something's happening here. What it is ain't exactly clear. But, I mean, you guys are planning on going into the Empire, going into the Emperor's vault, finding out what he's doing is probably killing the Emperor.
Maybe. We'll see. We leave our options.
I say probably.
We leave our options
just
open.
because. Mhm.
Because he knows a lot about the mantle, and it would be really helpful if we could talk to him about it.
Hey, what do you know about the mantle? And he's like, nothing, nothing I'll tell you, wretched rebel scum.
It's like, you're the one who's a fucking crazy guy, not us.
I put my response to Cadaltrix in Roll20.
Okay.
The man.
Want to be tied down by the man? Might be sound for Emperor send voice to kill us.
That's great. Gotta get on the down low for a while. The man's out to get me.
Yeah.
You're irresponsible, the Emperor, don't you think?
I'm just going through my teenage years. I'm
Dark and brooding.
yeah. I'm dark and brooding, and I'm a rebel without a cause.
I mean, except for the fact that you probably have a cause. Otherwise, you've been fighting for just
Okay.
your own amusement.
Here's a good question. If we live longer because we're part dragon, does that mean we've gone back to our teenage years now?
Probably.
Like we're now teenagers again.
Well, we haven't hit drag.
Dragon hormones, dragon puberty. Okay.
Oh yeah, that's gonna happen in a little bit. That's gonna be the sequel.
And then you'll be like,
Oh, it's gonna
Laura
be-
will be talking with the anvil, and she'll be like, "You don't know me."
Oh, but we'll be going to Dragon High School. We'll all have like dragon braces and dragon pimples, and we'll be the sequel to this will just be like
Dawn,
dragon drama.
like Akane will actually be like, oh god, Akane going through dragon puberty.
Yeah, I thought Handle
It
animal
just
check
like
you need
at
for
one
that.
point it just lies down and just doesn't want to get back up. You're like, come on, Akane, we need to go kill people. It's like I don't wanna. Just want to sleep.
Imagining our characters like having this conversation while we're like flying. Like dragging something.
Okay, so the Dawn Color is the lovable headmistress, but also she's the mother of 2 of the students at this high school, so they get kind of
That's
picked
true.
on for it. Oh man, this is a beautiful.
I guess it
drama
would be
we've made.
worse because Mazgus wouldn't be there. He'd actually be like ruling the Empire, being like, wow, I can't rely on any of these fucks.
Yeah.
They all went back to high school for some reason. I don't really get that.
Hey, I need to go back to music class.
Oh God, Cadalatrix is both a music and drama
God.
teacher.
Oh, that's great.
Why, hello everyone. It's time for you to learn how to properly dramatize.
Jazz hands.
And oh God, I guess does that make the Twilight Keeper like either the PE teacher or like the math teacher? It's
gotta be
People
PE.
just don't like.
That Force Dragon. that runs
Miserable cretins! I want you to run 3 laps around the building.
I can see him being an economics teacher.
Oh,
it- Oh yes,
Yeah.
the Force Dragon
What
teaches
about
cooking and food. I don't know. We haven't seen enough of the Force
No,
Dragon.
not
to make
really.
judgments.
yeah.
The Anvil would teach the government elective.
Yes.
Politics.
Oh, civics, absolutely.
And probably philosophy, but like, or no, religion.
Ethics.
You teach religion and ethics.
Okay.
Ooh, Dawnflower could be science. Ley lines and stuff.
Yeah, true. Now Now, children, it's time for me to tell you about ley lines.
All right.
Yes?
I'm sorry.
Yes, Jimmy? What's a ley line? Well, I should have known you would have asked
Why is
this
he at high
question.
school again?
Well, you know,
Yeah.
he's an
he
exchange
failed.
Oh, because he
student.
failed. So is this like how
He failed and
how
now
to
he's
have a
an
boyfriend
exchange
because there is a giant bird who cannot speak?
Guys, I think it's our destiny to give the mantle to Jimmy because we have to make biggest Jimmy.
No.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, just like Jimmy, you need
The
to
most Jimmy.
Oh, the people who most deserve power are often the people who least expect it.
Yeah.
Or whatever you said.
So let's get somebody who's mentally deficient and make him the most powerful person in the universe. Great.
Jimmy steps
It's
out
the
of the
American
circle,
way.
and Jimmy is
Fuck,
just
too
like,
real.
All the things that made Jimmy Jimmy are more so. So instead of having 8 in every set, he has 6.
Oh no.
I am the crystallization of all Jimmys across space and time.
All right, we ready? I think we're gonna call it here.
I think we're calling it here. So as
All
much
right.
as our Dragon High School drama would be nice, I think we're calling it here. Good night, stream.
Night stream.
Good night.